This is the story of Drax, a giant dog that looked almost like a gorilla, and the special friendship he formed with my little son completely changed the way I understand gentleness, love, and family. There's no denying that Drax's size could intimidate anyone, but he was truly the gentlest giant I had ever known. He always knew how to be surprisingly careful and soft. Whenever they heard a strange noise, the two of them would sit quietly side by side, staring out the window together. Those peaceful little moments created a scene you could never forget. We brought Drax home when he was only about 8 weeks old, and not long after that, we found out we were expecting a baby. From the moment my belly started to grow, Drax stayed close to me all the time, laying beside me, cuddling up near me, and sometimes even gently resting his head against my stomach. His softness and sensitivity felt like such an incredible gift. Early on, we realized how important it would be to properly socialize Drax, especially knowing how large he would eventually become. We constantly noticed the way he quietly watched over both me and my son with gentle eyes, always keeping a respectful distance while carefully paying attention to every little movement. One of my favorite memories happened when our son started trying to roll over on his own. We were encouraging him on the floor one afternoon, cheering him on as he struggled to turn himself over. Right beside him, Drax suddenly rolled onto his side too, almost like he was trying to demonstrate how it was done. We laughed so hard in that moment, but it also felt strangely sweet. It was like Drax truly believed they were learning things together. As our son got older and started spending time in his little play area, Drax was never far away. He would sit nearby watching him with this calm, loving expression that melted my heart every time. Whenever our son bounced around excitedly in his jumper, Drax would stretch himself out right at his feet, almost like a bodyguard, making sure nothing bad could happen.
Who is that? Can you say pop pop?
It honestly reminded me of two magnets constantly pulling toward each other. Wherever one of them went, the other usually followed. By the time our son turned 1 year old, Drax had already reached his full size. He weighed around 125 pounds, yet somehow he still acted like a tiny lapdog half the time. And I truly believe Drax played a role in helping our son take his first steps. Our little boy watched Drax move around the house every day, following him from room to room. It was almost like he didn't want to be left behind by his best friend. The day he finally stood up and took those first shaky little steps felt emotional for all of us. Drax stood nearby the entire time, watching calmly, almost proud in his own quiet way. For our son's birthday, we got him a small ball pit to play in, and somehow, every single time our son climbed into it, Drax appeared right beside him. Now, considering Drax's size, a lot of those plastic balls didn't survive very long. They ended up squished and flattened under this giant dog who truly believed he was much smaller than he actually was. But somehow that little ball pit became one of their favorite places together. As the years passed, I realized they weren't just playmates anymore. They were genuinely growing up side by side. They brought out the best in each other. Our son learned gentleness, patience, and kindness from Drax. And Drax seemed happiest whenever he was close to his little human. Even during Christmas time, when our son finally understood who Santa Claus was, I honestly think Drax might have been even more excited about Santa and Mrs. Claus than our child was. Watching the two of them together changed something in me.
Does Drax like Santa?
Drax has been a good boy too. Yes, he has. Yes, he has.
Before Drax, I loved dogs, but I never fully understood how deeply they could connect with a family emotionally. Drax showed me that dogs can be protective without aggression, loving without conditions, and gentle beyond words. He completely changed the way I see animals and the role they play in our lives. Their friendship has been one of the greatest gifts I've ever witnessed. There's something incredibly comforting about seeing two souls grow together so naturally, bringing joy into each other's lives every single day. Even now, when I catch them sitting quietly side by side, staring out the window together, I still stop for a moment and smile. Those simple little moments end up meaning the most. Stories like this remind me that animals are never just pets. They become family. They shape our memories, our routines, and sometimes even the way we see love itself. And if you're ever thinking about bringing an animal into your home, especially a large or exotic breed, please take the time to truly research their needs and speak with experienced professionals first. Every animal deserves a safe, loving, and responsible home where they can live a happy and healthy life. If this story touched your heart, I hope you'll take a second to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for spending this time with us and for being part of these moments that mean so much to our family.